Are you concerned about the delays at airports and how you see the shutdown?
Oh, sure. I mean, they're all Democrat delays. And I really think that these are people that I think they have nothing to lose. They have a party that's out of control. They have no leader. Nobody knows who the leader is. I look at people with very low IQs like Crockett, this woman Crockett. I never met her, but she's a low IQ individual.
Right now, federal workers are bracing for potential mass layoffs as we enter day 3 of a government shutdown. Now, the White House says thousands of employees are at risk and the cuts could begin today.
They're canceling all of them now. Wow.
During the shutdown, about 750,000 federal employees are expected to be furloughed each day, while thousands more are required to keep working without pay.
Mr. Trump, see this? I was your supporter. I was your supporter. I used to love you. I used to vote for you. I used to believe in you. But don't you dare give any of my money. Don't you give $20 billion of our money to the leader of Argentina so that he can just give it over to Netanyahu.
The job market is so bad that when I went to Washington, D.C., I dropped off copies of my resume to my state representatives and was like, hey, can you help me find a job?
Side-by-side comparison because, MAGA, they love to look at charts and they need something, some sort of picture so that they can really understand things. So this is with the Affordable Cares Act. This is without the Affordable Cares Act.
This is not a fight over tax credits. This is a fight over your ability to go to a pharmacy and afford your insulin.
This is my first time at the state fair. I can say that I did it and I don't have to come back.
I heard people talking to SoCal Approach, basically just saying, yep, the tower is closed, ground control is closed.
Project 2025, I've never read it. I don't want to read it because that way I can be honest with you. I don't want to read it.
What happens when the government turns off for weeks? Who pays when 750,000 people are suddenly told not to come to work? Could this shutdown blow a hole in your paycheck or your town's store? It's October 1st, 2025. Congress failed to pass the bills, and the lights went out on part of the federal government. Overnight, hundreds of agencies stopped normal work. Flights kept going, but the lines got worse. People showed up at LAX and found one security scanner open and a long wait. The human toll is instant.
October 1st, the government is officially shut down. If you're planning on any air travel, give yourself plenty of time. The security check-in at LAX Southwest Terminal only had one scanner open.
Roughly 750,000 federal workers face furloughs or unpaid duty. The math is brutal. About $400 million in wages held back every single day. Small towns that get steady federal paychecks felt it first. Local shops, transit, and landlords. Meanwhile, the Office of Management and Budget quietly froze roughly $18 billion in infrastructure funds for some big city projects as a bargaining chip. That means subway work and tunnel repairs pause while politics plays out. People on the ground are already paying. One family posted that they spent $107 just on tickets, parking, and fees before they even ate. Money many households don't have to spare.
I saw someone post on Facebook that they spent $107 before they even ingested anything, rode anything, ate anything, drank anything. That was just them buying their tickets for them, their kids, parking, and walking through the gate. Some families right now don't have an extra $100 a month to do anything.
Lines grow long, tempers rise, and travel plans fall apart. A traveler who spent the night to catch a flight woke up at 7:30 only to find another delay.
Being here since 9:30 to just now let us know we're not making the flight. How do you feel? Horrible.
You like shit, ball.
Update, spent the night in Georgia, woke up at 7:30 this morning to make it back to the airport to get on our flight. Found out our flight has been delayed yet again.
The policy fight is about health care and deep cuts. Democrats demanded ACA subsidy extensions and Medicaid protections. Republicans refused. The White House framed the shutdown as a chance to reshape government and cut programs. President Trump even suggested permanent job cuts if talks failed. That threat has unions and workers terrified.
I remember last year when the left was talking about, oh, Trump's going to come out with Project 2025. I was like, yeah, Project 2025, let's go. Instead, what we got was much worse than what the left thought. We got Trump and Netanyahu in office, and Trump's doing tricks on it.
Real health pain is coming. People on ACA plans face huge bills if subsidies vanish. Right now, some pay $627 a month after help. That could jump to $727 or more.
The premium of $627 minus $409 of financial help you get each month. That's the Affordable Care Act going away. So $627 is right now. Starting in January, it's going to be $727.
For one middle-income couple, the math is brutal. Their current premiums of about $7,500 a year could balloon to roughly $24,000 if subsidies end.
A couple who are 55 years old, collectively bringing in $85,000 a year, currently pay, on average, in healthcare premiums, $7,500 a year. If these Affordable Care Act subsidies expire, their premium, are you listening to me, Trump supporters? Their premium jumps to $24,000 a year.
Essential services are strained. Airports, TSA, and air traffic control keep working, but many are unpaid. Reports show 13,000 controllers and 50,000 TSA officers now on the job without pay. That makes travel riskier and lines longer, especially if this drags on.
13,000 air traffic controllers are now working without pay. 50,000 TSA officers are also working without a paycheck this morning.
Experts warn the longer this lasts, the worse things get. Expect more delays, canceled flights, and slower agency responses. One analyst said systems will get chaotic. Missing data, paused grants, and stalled permits will ripple through the economy.
What I have heard from other experts in this space is that they expect this to become more chaotic the longer the shutdown remains. So you're going to be waiting a lot longer. If you are getting to the airport last minute in a week or so, you might be missing flights. There are going to be flight delays. There are going to be flight cancellations, and getting through TSA is just going to be hell.
Staff exits amplify the pain. This week alone, more than 154,000 federal workers left the government. A brain drain that will cost institutional memory and slow recovery when the lights come back on. Before we jump back in, please hit the like button. We're on a mission to bring together 5,000 curious minds here at Global Insight, and your subscription makes this journey possible. Every click, every new subscriber is a true vote of confidence, and we're deeply grateful for your support. Thank you for helping us grow. Now let's continue. Day by day, the shutdown gets worse. Before midnight even hit, the House had tried to pass a stopgap on September 19th, but politics won out. Agencies were already told to draw up reduction in force plans. That memo from OMB in late September set the stage for layoffs long before the lights went out. Staff were scrambling. People beyond federal payrolls feel it fast. The CBO and other analysts now estimate the hit at about $15 billion lost from GDP every week the shutdown lasts. That's not small towns. That's the national economy slowing down. Markets don't like not knowing. Bond yields ticked up, the dollar slipped, and investors started treating U.S. policy as a risk.
I will no longer stand by and pretend that I have hope in this president, because I don't.
Essential operations keep running, but with huge strain. The IRS began furloughing tens of thousands, cutting tax season prep and slow-rolling refunds. Passport and visa offices slowed to a crawl, And the Smithsonian announced museum closures for mid-October. That means research, tourism dollars, and museum jobs squeeze local economies. Families are already feeling it on the ground. A laid-off worker posted they were fired again, second time back-to-back, and called it the worst year yet. Losing a paycheck twice in months can ruin savings and force hard choices about rent and food.
2025, I'm going to need a refund because this year sucks already. I just got laid off for basically the second time back to back.
Lines and delays keep piling up. Customer assistance desks at airports are overwhelmed. Travelers have been stuck since dawn with no answers. One traveler describes waiting since 6:30 for an 8:30 flight that never left.
American Airlines, third time requesting somebody here at customer assistance. We have people going to West Palm Beach. We've been here since 6:30 this morning for an 8:30 flight that continues to get delayed, and nobody's giving us answers as to when we're going to be leaving.
That's lost wages, missed meetings, and rising stress for families. Healthcare pain is central. Democrats pressed to extend ACA tax credits. Without them, millions will see premiums surge. One clip sums it up simply. Without help, routine ER visits or a hospital stay can bankrupt people. The math is brutal. Many families would face thousands in emergency bills overnight.
Democrats were happy to keep funding the government. They just wanted to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits as part of that. Without those tax credits, millions of Americans are going to see their health insurance premiums go up a lot next year.
And for those that aren't from America, you guys have to understand this also. A simple hospital visit for someone, if they don't have health insurance, let's say they go to the hospital, they have to go to the emergency room and they're sick and they need urgent care right then and there. A simple visit can literally cost the American person thousands, if not tens of thousands.
Daily life gets pricier. State fairs and local events feel the pinch as municipal budgets tighten and vendors hike prices. One fairgoer said food cost 22 tickets, and they didn't even get forks or napkins. Small service touches vanish as budgets shrink and staff are thin.
I guess I would give the state fair maybe like 2.5 out of 5 stars. Food is definitely overpriced. So it was 22 tickets, which is $22. And they don't give you forks. They don't give you napkins. When you get a drink, there's no lid on it. It's stuff like that.
This crisis has a human tidal wave. Nearly 4 million people, including about 2 million active duty service members and many contractors, face pay uncertainty or delayed checks. Unions and employee groups have filed suits to stop forced layoffs, legal fights that will drag and deepen damage. If the shutdown drags into October, analysts warn of an extra approximately 43,000 job losses and a wider recessionary pull from lost spending. People aren't arguing about policy in a vacuum. They're juggling bills, flights, and medical care. The political fight over cutting Obamacare subsidies is now a household crisis. Small price changes at the top become survival math for families at the bottom.
Republicans want to pass a resolution that will make subsidies for Obamacare disappear and in turn make it 75% more expensive for the average person.
That clip is the needle in the balloon. Lose those subsidies and millions face huge premium spikes next year. Imagine a mid-50s couple earning about $85,000 a year. Right now, they budget for $7,500 in health costs. Without subsidies, they could face bills nearing $24,000. That's mortgage money. That's retirement money. That's decisions to skip care or take on crippling debt.
The negative number, the amount of money they deduct from what you owe that is being paid by the government. That is your healthcare subsidy. Look at that number. It's going to be hundreds of dollars, if not low thousands. Okay. That's what is about to expire at the end of December.
This is not a scare line. Viewers, listen. These are real out-of-pocket hits people are already prepping for. Airports are jammed, customer service desks are swamped, and staff are exhausted. When officers and controllers aren't getting paychecks, patience and safety margins shrink. Passengers miss flights. Families miss events.
if you traveling, them people is not getting paid. TSA officers, employees, they're not getting paid. And some of them not coming to work, rightfully so.
That clip nails the fear. Delayed flights, closed terminals, and staff burnout are not hypothetical. They're playing out now at hubs across the country. Small businesses around federal offices lose contracts, vendors miss pay, and contractors who rely on government cash flow face layoffs. A canceled grant or a delayed permit can shutter a local shop overnight. This is where the macro number becomes local pain. Politics gets personal. The trust fracture, loyal voters feel betrayed. Some conservatives who voted for change are now publicly saying they don't recognize what's happening. The political base fractures when policy choices make daily life worse.
As a conservative who voted for Donald Trump 3 times, I don't understand how we can, as conservatives, be pro-life, but then totally disregard the fact that there are babies and people dying in Gaza.
That voice is a signal. When your core voters question you, the political calculus changes fast. Airline staff and government workers can apologize on camera, but apologies don't fix a missed rent or an unpaid prescription. Workers sent home or forced to work without pay are filing lawsuits, union complaints, and public petitions. Those legal fights will define how the fallout gets resolved: back pay, severance, or worse.
All I can do for you is apologize. I cannot put a crew together for you. I cannot make a flight for you. I simply have to wait. I simply have to wait for them to...
That clip captures the helplessness in the front line. If subsidies vanish, who covers the gap? Consumers' employers absorb some. States scramble for stopgap help. The poorest pay the biggest share. Politically, that can reshape midterm turnout and the next budget fight.
If you have Obamacare and you don't want it to be 75% more expensive, then you want Democrats to win this government shutdown.
Document your losses. Keep receipts, pay stubs, and records. Contact your reps. This is how pressure builds. Support local organizers, helping furloughed families. And if you travel, plan extra time and keep critical meds on hand. This shutdown didn't start as a grocery bill story or a missed flight. It turned into one because policy choices landed at kitchen tables. If you want the full backstory on how trade fights and tariff shocks feed into factory and job closures, watch our deep dive. Trump melts down as Boeing shuts down U.S. production, U.S. Boeing factory closure. I linked it for you. Watch next to connect the dots.